In this video, I'm going to show you all the crash tests and actually rank the 5 major full-size half-ton trucks in the United States. So let's start with the number 5, which is the Toyota Tundra. And here on my screen, I'm showing you some of the data from IHS. As you can see, the truck is struggling with a small overlap front test on the driver's side and especially on the passenger side with a poor rating. And this is mainly because some of these tests were added after the Toyota Tundra was designed. So the Toyota Tundra has been redesigned a couple times over the last 12 years or so, but the overall chassis and structure of the truck remain mostly the same, although the face and the grille and some of the tech has been changing. So that's a challenge for the Tundra. The other challenge for the Tundra is the roof strength. It's rated acceptable in this case. And the roof strength test is done in a lab at IHS. It's basically a giant plate that's pushing down on the A-pillar in the roof section, and it's measuring how much force it takes to actually deflect the roof. And in this case, Toyota can withstand about 3.94 times its curb weight. And it's not the worst rating actually, but closer to the bottom. But really the main reason why it's in number 5 is because of that marginal and poor rating in the front overlap crash tests. The headlights are marginal, which is actually not the worst. But Toyota recently added crash prevention tech on the new Tundra, so it's actually doing well. It has a superior crash prevention rating from IHS, and they do collision warning system checks and also 15 and 22 mile an hour front collision avoidance, and the Tundra has passed those tests. Moving on to number 4, and here we have the Nissan Titan. The Titan has been redesigned in 2017, so it's a newer design, newer chassis, newer body. So it's doing a little bit better than the Tundra, but still it's at number 4. And here I'm showing you some of the overall ratings. It's doing really well actually in front overlap, also side and roof strength test. On the roof strength, it's actually can withstand about 4.55 times its curb weight, with the overall weight rating for the roof at 24,857 pounds. So it's better than the Tundra by about 3,000 pounds as far as crush strength on the roof. So that's not too bad. But Nissan is struggling in one main area, and that is the crash prevention technology. And I'm not talking about like 360-degree camera, which the Titan has, or the blind spot monitoring, which the Titan also has, but this is basically front collision warning at slower speeds and actually crash avoidance technology, which combines some of the radar technologies, sometimes some of the camera technologies together. According to IHS, the trucks they tested did not have that, which kind of brings the truck way down. In order to get the coveted Top Safety Pick Plus rating from IHS, you have to have a good rating in all the crash tests, and also the headlight has to be acceptable or good, and you have to have crash prevention technology enabled and actually have a good rating or superior rating in that category. If you're missing any one of those items, including the headlights, you cannot get that Top Safety Pick Plus, which is really important. And Nissan misses the mark just with that crash prevention technology, although it actually has a marginal rating, not a poor rating, on the headlights. And at the number 3 spot are the GM trucks, the redesigned 2019 Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. I'm mainly going to be showing you guys the Silverado truck, although the Sierra basically has the same rating. So here's the Silverado on my screen, and here's the Sierra. You might be surprised that the new redesigned Silverado, which just was redesigned for 2019, it's an all-new truck basically, has good crash ratings except for one, the small overlap passenger side test, which is one of the newest tests. And there are a couple of small issues there. And the issues are the structure and safety cage integrity on the passenger side and during that test, and also the lower leg rating. So they use test dummies for crash tests, and they measure force for like the head, torso, and leg areas. And according to IHS, for the passenger in the front small overlap test, the leg or lower leg and foot area could be compromised, so it has an acceptable, doesn't have the best rating there. Roof strength is still pretty good, 4.62 times the curb weight of the truck. Headlight ratings, of course, is an issue. And I say of course because it's kind of an issue across the board for all the pickup trucks here. And it gets a poor rating in this case. And here's what IHS says about the headlight rating for the GM, Silverado, and Sierra trucks. Straightaway visibility is good, but in curves, the visibility is fair for the left, but inadequate for the right curves. And GM trucks do not have curve assist headlights, which means the headlights don't actually swivel or change the light pattern side to side. Number 2 on the list is the Ford F-150. Once again, it's been redesigned several years ago. 2015, the all-aluminum F-150 came on the scene, and largely that structure, that body, and that frame is still around. Initially, when that new truck was rated by IHS, it had issues on the passenger side, front crash ratings, but they fixed that. They also had some wheel intrusion on the driver's side issues, and they fixed that once again with certain frame components to protect the passenger compartment of that truck. Once again, we're talking about only crew cab trucks in this case. So they have good ratings in basically all of those crash tests. So small overlap front, driver side and passenger side, all good. Moderate overlap front, side, roof strength. Roof strength for the F-150 is actually one of the best, or the best in this group. It can withstand 5.85 times its curb weight, up to 27,215 pounds of force on that A-pillar. The headlight ratings, of course, is what brings this truck down, and this is why it's at number 2 spot here on our list, is because the headlight performance is poor. And IHS says this: visibility was inadequate on straightaways and then all 4 curve tests as well, and this includes low and high beams. They also tested different lights with the Ford Raptor, F-150 Raptor, and the lights were also rated poorly in that configuration. They worked a little bit better on the straightaway in the Raptor, but had a lot of issues in their curve tests as far as light pattern. But the F-150, of course, has the latest crash mitigation technology, and so it's there on the cusp of getting the top Safety Pick Plus rating, but it didn't get it. And at number 1 is the Ram 1500, and mainly it's at number 1 because the 2020 model year that just came out this fall got a small update for the headlight functionality, and it actually pushed them to a better headlight rating, to good rating on the headlights, and that allowed this truck to get this coveted rating, the top Safety Pick Plus rating. So let's just go over really quickly what's going on here with the Ram. Obviously, it's redesigned brand new for 2019. Before, the truck had some crash test issues, to say the least, and those issues were partially with the roof strength as well. But now the Ram gets good marks across the board, except there's a couple of nicks in the armor. The lower leg area for the small overlap driver side test gets a marginal rating, and the small overlap passenger test, the structure, the cage of the truck gets an acceptable rating, not good. But once again, it has much improved roof strength rating of good. It can withstand up to 4.24 times its curb weight for the roof strength. That's up from 2.97 times for the previous generation of the Ram. And the headlights are rated good, but only, there's a catch, only for the Longhorn and limited upper trim levels of the truck. So The picture you see here is the top limited truck, and it has those more squinty headlights, but they also have curve assist, so the light pattern actually swivels with the steering. Also have high beam assist. Several other trucks on this list also have high beam assist, but that particular headlight arrangement with the 2020 model year update is that good rating. These headlights performed well in the straightaway test, but not everything was perfect. The light pattern was inadequate on the gradual left turn on the Ram trucks. And that's really what separated it from the Ford and the GM trucks. And go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world truck reviews.